your name. I'd never seen your name before. Now that I know you so well, I see your name not you, but like other people, right?
Yeah.
So funny. But so Aoife and I, we've spent a lot of time together at conferences. She's been on my podcast. I've interviewed her in the LA Tribune, Quantum Leap 2024. And she is just a complete wealth of information, not only of AI, but in LinkedIn as well. And you've found a way to merge the two. So welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I was listening. I have it posted to my socials. So that's a just gentle reminder, like you said, for everyone to share this to their social media, because the conversations are just super high level and super valuable. And we are in a time right now. I actually posted a clip of Mark Cuban recently talking. So there's two types of businesses: those who are embracing AI and those who are getting ready to go out of business. So by sharing this, we're really helping people to get educated, because there's a lot of fear out there right now. So that's what I love what you're doing here, Tom, as well, is really educating at a global level and an international level about why people need to be educated and informed on all things AI.
Yeah, we are. It's interesting. We have registered attendees from 8 different countries and speakers from 3 different countries. And it is when we first started putting this event together just 3 weeks ago, the response was absolutely amazing. There was so many folks that said, "Hey, I need that. I don't know enough. I'm fearful." And so having all these amazing panelists and speakers come on and just freely give away information, their knowledge is so thank you so much for being here. I'd like for you to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you for that. So I founded a marketing agency about 4 years ago. I used to be in corporate, used to do large scale tech transformational change. So I was always a tech person, but it moved into entrepreneurship and started a marketing agency. But when the whole AI revolution started, it was a very natural progression for me, even though it seemed like I was going a little bit backwards back into the tech world. But it was a very natural and easy progression for me to go back into the tech world. So we've co-founded a new AI company, which is called SuperDupe, which is, a lot of you, if you follow me on social, you'll see that people often don't know if it's me or is it my SuperDupe, because we create avatars that are essentially a digital double. So that's really where my focus of attention is on right now, is helping people, first of all, to understand what's happening in the AI space. Secondly, like the guys who are on the panel before me, what are the cost savings and efficiencies that you can create in your business? And then the third thing, which I'm very much focused on because it's something I have to work with all the time, how do I get back my time? Right? As an entrepreneur, the most valuable asset we have is time. We know we've got to be on all of the social media channels. We know we've got to be everywhere. But trying to do that, run the business and take care of life can be a big challenge. And I think what's happening with the AI revolution is that, when used correctly, it's a massive benefit to all areas of business. So that's what I spend a lot of time doing, is educating, teaching people about how they can use AIs, and then now teaching people how they can essentially create a digital double of themselves or a super dupe so that they can create their content online effortlessly.
Thank you for that, Aoife. So SuperDupe, I've seen the way this works, or I've seen your example. I think you did an example using Bill Walsh.
Yes.
Can you explain to the viewers and our audience, how does this work, and why? What are the benefits of having that? Like, why would I need to use that in my business?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what people say to me, why do I need a super dupe? So I'm like, a super dupe. So basically what we do with the platform is that with a 2-minute video, we can create a digital double of you, right? And that lives on the platform. Now, what that means is that you can go in at any time. We've built a scripting engine and a voice engine. And so let's say, Sandy, for you do a podcast, you think, okay, I looked really good that day. My lighting was on point. Everything, I just nailed it on that day. I wish I had more content on that day because I really nailed it on that day. What the platform is going to be able to do is create a digital double of yourself in that exact moment in time. Now, not only, and then what you can do is you can feed that. So, for example, I did a script, I did a podcast recently, and we created a double on the podcast. But there were certain things that I didn't describe, which would have made the podcast 10 times better had I actually put these things. So rather than me going, oh, I wish I'd had that, I just popped in, got my super dupe, wrote the script, and then the super dupe generated the video for the missing pieces of content that I was missing. And nobody noticed that there was parts of it that were AI generated and parts of it that were actually real. So what it enables you to do is massively create content at scale effortlessly. Because you know what the narrative is. We sit down to record the content. We don't look right. The lighting's not right. Our hair is not right. Now, for the guys, it might be slightly different, but we're busy people, right? And it takes a lot of effort to sit down and record the content. But the other key thing that we do is with one click, we can convert your content into any language. We support 40 right now. We're also looking. So if any of you have a look at my Instagram, it's Aoife J. Roche. You can go and see the Spanish version of me delivering my content right now. I do not speak Spanish. Hola amigo is about as much as I've got. So, but if you watch the avatar video, so what this means, like for you with your podcast, we could launch your podcast in several different countries. We could
Right.
create channels for you in multiple different languages. So it makes your content accessible to everyone internationally without you having to put any extra effort in.
I
Well,
think
that
the
sounds amazing.
Yeah, that is mind blowing. The world just shrank. It's no longer. It's that's amazing. What about the applications? Is that training videos you can create? Is it customer facing videos? What kind of applications can you do with your avatars?
Yeah, so and what we're really doing right now, we have a lot of use cases for people who want Facebook ads. So they know that they need to do videos in their Facebook ads, but they struggle with writing the scripts, crafting the copy. So we do all of the video editing and create the ads for them. That's one. Another one we have is the course creation. So imagine now all you need to do is, and we even have we have a scripting engine within the platform. So you can script all of your course, have your visual ready, and then just upload it. So you no longer have to record all of the course content. The avatar can deliver the course content for you. We have the corporate, so you could be putting out a course a week. You'll be putting out a course a day if you have a big enough team minding it for you. You can do a podcast a day. Like, just imagine the scalability of removing yourself from the equation and having a super dupe created for you. Corporate training is another one that we're getting quite a lot of. So helping them with corporate training, but also with being diverse and inclusive. So a lot of the trainings are just done in English, but a lot of the workforce is not just an English audience. So then they're able to convert their training videos into multiple different languages. So then if you have, you can have an English course, you could have a Spanish course, you can have a French course, but all of it is done on the generation of one video. So they're the kind of use cases that we have. We're building out a real estate one right now at the moment, which is super, where we're using an AI to scrape down the data from the MLS listing, and we're actually creating AI generated videos, which are actually of the real estate walking through the properties. We'll be the first ones to bring that to market. So they no longer have to worry about creating content either. So my goal really, and one of the biggest missions, is one that we can actually help content creators effortlessly create content at scale. Two, I want to help the introverted entrepreneurs who know they have to be on social media but don't want to be there. And three, I want to give people back their time.
Wow.
I love it. That's one of the hard. Well, I can sit here and talk forever in front of a camera because I've interviewed over 300 people on my podcast. When it comes to me actually creating video content for my courses or whatever, that's the thing that always trips me up.
Mm-hmm.
But my question for you, and I'm sure, I've heard other people discuss this, and I just like to hear what you have to say about it. How does the avatar, because there's no mistaking that, or maybe there is, this is my question, the organic reaction. I love having organic conversations, and I'm going to trip up on my words. I'm going to mispronounce people's names. Right? It's never going to be perfect. And that's okay, because that's my brand, is me being authentic, unapologetically authentic. How does the AI, because for people who have listened to all my shows, and all of a sudden I do one that's AI generated, are they going to really, are some of those little nuances going to be there? Or is it going to be too perfect, Sandy, which is how I don't want to show up?
Yeah. So what I say to people, I think everyone should do a hybrid. Like I say, if you look at my Instagram right now, and because before I used to always tell people, because obviously it's a product that we're selling, but now I don't tell people whether it's an avatar or not, and people don't know. So I think it's a hybrid, right? So on the days where I'm potentially not feeling myself, or I don't want to do a video, then I can fall back on my super duper. My super duper will make sure I show up. Then on the days where I'm feeling myself and I'm feeling energized, then I can show up. I don't think, to be honest, the social media platforms don't like it anyway. Even LinkedIn is a whole new regulation coming in around it. They do not want you just to be AI generated content, whether that's scripted content, visual content, voice content. We don't want to remove the human element, right? Because that's where we're connecting. So it's like, how do we put structures in place where the AI supports us?
Right.
So that, because look at, you have so many gifts to share with people and so many course ideas, but you already know there's a block there about getting the course recorded. And for that reason, that gets in your way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put a super dupe in place, then the super dupe can create the course and how many people will you then be able to help, because you're getting a wider reach. So that's why I always want people to kind of think, this is not trying to replace human beings. That's not my motivation. My motivation is to help people to be able to maximize their impact, but without having maximum stress in their lives of trying to do it. Because let's be honest, right? Creating content is stressful. Showing up every day is stressful. Some days we don't want to show up. We don't feel like
I just don't want to be makeup and camera ready every day.
Exactly.
Let's be real, girls, right?
I only need you once, 2-minute videos. I say to people, because every time I go into the podcast studio now, I create an avatar on the back of that podcast. I currently have 8 avatars and multiple variations of super tubes that are out there creating the content for me. So what one piece of content can turn into, like one 2-minute video can turn into 50 to 100 pieces of content.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. I know that a lot of there's other softwares out there that generate avatars and talking avatars. The one constraint that I have found in this space is time limits. 2 minute, 1 minute. So does SuperDupe, are there any time constraints?
No. So what we've done now, we've put it up to 600 seconds at the moment, which is 10-minute videos. I don't think that, in my personal opinion, this is how I consume content, and I'm open to feedback from people as they get onboarded on the platform. When I'm watching a training or educational video, I kind of have about a 7-minute threshold, right? You know what I mean, of attention span, unless that you've very lot of animated graphics and different things coming in. So I think I would rather consume bite-sized pieces of content where we're going long form, which are between my 5 to 8 minutes. And then my shorter form, I kind of like to consume between 60 to 90 seconds. So but we don't have any restrictions on the actual, we can put in, I know the founder, so I can have a word with them. So we can put in anything, but I recommend that people kind of stay within that 7-minute window so that people can consume your content, even course content. But I'd love to hear your opinion about how you consume the content. Do you think that's a reasonable time frame?
I think it depends on the usage. There are some videos that need to be longer for different usage, but like I said, if it's social media content, if it's on a training course, then you're going to have 1.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and maybe have 20 videos that are 1.5 minutes, 3 minutes long. So it's more digestible. They can stop, come back, and it's easily more manageable. But great response. I love that, and I think you're the only company I've come across, and I have done extensive research on this, that has 600 seconds or up to 10 minutes. That's amazing in of itself. what other technology can we stack or apply with the avatar to get like a 10x factor to make it that much more effective?
Where even in what we built is, and I'm going to actually start hosting some actual live demos where I'm going to show. So what we've done is we've added in personality profiling, which is one, right? So the super dupes, yeah. So it's not just an avatar. An avatar is only the visual. The super dupe actually has a personality, and that personality can be taken from our personalities, or we can actually call out to a website and pull down what we think the personality is. So we could read your actual personal branded website. What we have also adjusted, we put in the voice technology so you can adjust the tonation in the voice. So you may have one avatar visual, but you could have 20 super dupes. So one super dupe might be your TikTok super dupe, which is super energetic and ready to go. And one might be your course creation super dupe, which is more sort of flat and more balanced. So that's what we've done we've also built an inbuilt scripting engine. So we're stacking it. So now and we've put in advanced scripting where you have roles and personas. So I can be like, I am a content marketer, and I can assume the persona of Neil Patel, Gary Vaynerchuk, any of these. We've actually pre-built them for the personas. I put a lot of thought into this. And we're also moving forward where we're going to allow people to integrate their AI agents. So if you've built an AI agent, you'll be able to API in your agent into the platform so that it already sounds like you, so it scripts. And then the last other part of technology, which we're now building as part of our V2, is we're going to put in an inbuilt video editing platform so that you can do it all in one. So you don't need to go out to your editors anymore. B-roll, we support captions right now, but we are going to be building an entire B-roll. So you imagine the likes of, you think of platforms like Submagic or Opus or these, but actually this is going to be a one-stop shop. You don't have to have multiple subscriptions. You only have to be on one platform.
Wow, I think you will very rapidly corner the market.
Well, that's the plan. So it's been a lot of work, for us to get, but I've really built a platform to solve my problems that I had, because like I'm always out testing AIs. We test so many AIs on a daily basis and finding the problems and be like, oh, here's a problem. Okay, this works really well for the visual, but the scripting is terrible. This looks really good for that, but the voice isn't very good. Or, you know what I mean? And there's so many different aspects. So what I'm trying to do is help people collapse time so that you don't have to, we give you the one-stop shop for AI video content creation so that you don't have to go out and try to figure it out and have 5 different platforms to try to do your content. Because what I realized, people just won't do it. It's just too much work.
Yeah, that is amazing. Aoife, thank you so much. That was incredible. I'll be in touch. I want to know more about SuperDupe. But thank you for coming on and just sharing your wisdom and dropping gold nuggets about AI all over the place. Really appreciate that.